What's up, everybody? Everybody. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. What's up, everybody? This is Apollo the G, the Geek Gangster, and I am here with shit people sent me. People send me videos all the time of things to watch, and I feel like people like to see me get irritated about things, but they like no. People also know that I like to watch stuff that makes me think. So people send me things comical and otherwise. And today we're just going to do a few of those. We're going to check out a few of those. So I think we need to get to the first video. Let's try another.
English, yeah?
Hey,
Speak English.
you want to talk to me like the man to man? You said something about me. I went to your country. I slap your face. I get at the wasting win. I walk like a king in your
Are
street.
you talking English?
And what you did? What you
Is that
did, man?
English?
Yeah, of course I
Speak
do.
English for the people
Shut up.
not German or Spanish like you're from.
I'm
Little
talking,
mongrel.
I'm talking in English and fuck you in English y que te follen en español.
Yeah, Espanol because you're Spanish.
Yeah.
You pretend
So
to be Georgian
do
when you're
what
not.
you-
You
what-
were
what
born
I
in
did to
Germany
you in your
and you live
country.
in Spain.
Try to do it
You
in
were
Spain,
born in
and
Germany
you're gonna see
and
what's
you
gonna
live in
happen to you,
Spain.
you
You're a
fucking
little
rat.
mongrel.
Shut up.
That's what you are. You're a little
Shut
mongrel.
up. If not, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna crush your face right here.
Do it then,
And
you
mash
little
it up.
fart.
Another question?
Do it. Do it then, you little What? Do it.
All right, first, let me say this. First, I like both these fighters. I love Slim Petty, as anyone asks, but I don't really care for the mongrel stuff. But, and I love Taporia. That motherfucker is the absolute business. Like, he might be end up to be the GOAT. He might surpass the great Johnny. Not technique wise, but definitely as in performance wise. But first, let me say, like, I don't like how this is. I never really liked this about boxing. I mean, like, you had people like Leonard and Hagler who really had beef. Hearns and Sugar who had beef. De La Hoya and De La Hoya and Mayweather kind of, but like I kind of feel like that was manufactured, especially with Floyd's father training Oscar before the fight. I feel like that they hyped that fight up. It was a good fight though. We'll say that. But and I think this will be too. I really do think this will be. I love these two fighters because they fight. They're not really uh trying to make it look pretty, but they do. Because they're going in there to fight. They're real warriors. But yeah, let me leave it at that. But let's watch the rest of it.
Do it. Come on, do something then. Do something. Stand up. What'll you do? You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing. You little fart. Go and sit back down. Sit back down.
He
You
called
little
that nigga fart.
puta.
They ain't called him Punta.
Ah!
Fuck
Ah!
everything he
You
talks.
little
Hey,
mushroom. You
everything.
little chorizo. You Spanish sausage.
Let me say this first of all. British insults are the absolute worst. They are the worst. You lost that battle. You lost that battle.
Spanish sausage.
I don't. British insults are horrible. They are horrible. They're jokes, yes, but they have a humor that is to be only just like every joke that British people have is inside humor. It's like an inside joke that only they get, and if you don't get it, they're looking at you like, "What's up with this dude?" Oh my god, this is just becoming WWE. It's really I don't want that. And you know the worst part about it is when I saw them merge with the WWE, it even got like it literally made me sick. I just don't know why they people like this. You know, all right. One of my favorite fighters is John Jones. Not to go on a tangent. One of my favorite fighters is John Jones. A lot of people hate this guy. Oh, he's the worst guy. He's a horrible person. Yeah, and he just may be. I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's great as a person outside of the ring, but for the most part, when he engages with fighters and in the fight weeks, he is very tame, except for one specific person who just rubs him the wrong way for some reason, and he gets out of himself. But he's really a respectable guy. He's a soft-spoken guy. He tries to do the Hulk Hogan and preach the vitamins, minerals to the and the prayers to the kids, but he's just a douchebag. But he takes punches in the head for a living. We do not expect these people to be great thinkers. But it's I like him because he is like that. I believe, and he's an excellent fighter. You could tell he's a thinker in the ring. I want people, like, if you're going to be a person who does that, I don't want you to be a Clubber Lang guy. I want you to be a precision guy. I want you to, as much as I hate Floyd's mastery of boxing is unbelievable. And and the best thing about this time nowadays, like we didn't have when I was younger, is that we have the internet to actually see that stuff, to go back and watch. The man his defensive game is unbelievable, and his punching accuracy is unbelievable. I don't think people will ever appreciate it till way late, just like they did the same thing with Ali and the same thing with Tyson and all that. But I like John Jones because he's like that. What I see the UFC turning into right now is everybody talking about moms, girlfriends, dropping secret videos of inappropriate behavior or things they did, and talking about being molested as children. Like and then pandering to a politician. I'm not even going to say which politician. I'm not going to go into which politician it is. It's a very famous politician, but the fact that they're doing politicians at all is really crazy to me. I don't get it. It makes no sense. What is this turning into? And then when he bought the WWE, it was like, okay, like you were making that change already with the Kobe Covingtons and the Conor McGregor's. These guys who just are horrible role models, but they're playing characters. And you let your children look up to these people. It's a shame. I don't tell children they should look up to John Jones. They shouldn't know who John Jones is. Children should not be watching MMA. But if you look online, MMA is a whole culture going down into like young girls doing jiu-jitsu tournaments and all that. Like, why are we so focused on training how to hurt each other? That's a whole nother video. And you know what? I actually am going to do a video on that. And like you're letting this man, this douchebag from Boston, just turn you all into like foaming at the mouth savages. Like you were just sitting in the Coliseum waiting for fresh meat. Everybody says they won't want somebody to die in the ring, but you kind of do. You kind of do. You know, you're merging the two things with politics is crazy. And you know what? Since I see another video sitting up here from this person, and I'm gonna and it's Dana White, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch it. And matter of fact, it says it's about John Jones' retirement. So let's watch this real quick. We might as well tie the videos together.
McDonald's breakfast and settling for a Big Mac.
Commercials be crazy, and I refuse to pay someone not to show me commercials. Like it's a torture fair. It's like it's some kind of torture that get out of here. I'll watch a commercial and just ignore it.
You said the timeline for Jones, 2 weeks to decide what to do with the title, or whether it takes the fight, or you're going to strip him. What do you think is more important, to keep the belt there so he can uphold his legacy, or we move the heavyweight division, take the title away from him?
John Jones called us last night and retired. John Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. This is. I do know this already. This just. I just wanted to watch the video because UFC all ties in together. My displeasure with the UFC is that now after this, if you remember, there were charges brought up against John Jones, and they haven't been talking about these charges at all. There were these charges where he was accused of crashing someone's car and fleeing the scene of the crime. I believe that that was a false charge because there were three eyewitnesses. None of them said John Jones did it, and people say, "Oh, no, they may not know it was John Jones." John Jones is six fucking whatever, big as a motherfucker, and it was Albuquerque, New Mexico, where he is a celebrity that lives there. It was in a parking lot. No footage was found, and she said she had left John Jones's house. When she said the last thing she remembered was changing at his house. So anyway, then they called John Jones and he supposedly threatened the cop and all this. He didn't know he was talking to. Who someone called me talking shit like I had to answer questions. You know what I mean? But he was drunk or fucked up. She said on shrooms, and he was just saying crazy shit. So that's what people do on shrooms. Anyway, but they tried to use that to get John to discredit John and say, "Oh, he's leaving because he had these legal issues coming up." First of all, it happened too coincidentally, and then second, I noticed you don't talk about it anymore because as the facts kept rolling out of what was in the affidavit, you saw it was bullshit. It was bullshit. You knew it was bullshit. But anyway, um, John Jones' retirement, I totally agree with it because he's not for this wrestling bullshit where people keep bringing ducks to the ring because he's fighting. How you fighting and got a duck and you ducking somebody, and then Tom Aspinall, who is a good fighter, who was a good guy, but he let. This is what happens, and so much. All the white people in the world aren't racist. No, of course not. But as soon as the racists get behind that person and they make that person feel like they're one of the gang, they will turn a blind eye to whatever those racists do. That's the problem. And Aspinall knows this is not. No one in the world thinks you're better than John Jones. So you don't even think you're better than John Jones. You want that paycheck and you want that shot at the title, which I respect. But you should have pushed them. If you really wanted it like that, you would have said to Dana, "Well, give him my cut as well, or give him a portion of my cut, or give him my unless I win, work something out like that." But no, you didn't want to do that. You wanted to let the fans push him into a fight because you didn't want to be ungentlemanly. So come on, man. Like that's pussy shit. That's wrestling. You are not Hulk Hogan where everybody where you don't want to fight, brother, but you'll do it just because they fucking talked you into it, or they pushed you, or he pushed you too far, the bad guy. And now you talk about him being a drug addict. That's crazy. I mean, not a drug addict, but a PED user. That is pathetic. You should never ever have done that. You deserve the beating you get if you win the next fight. But it's crazy, man. Like I hate the UFC fandom. Like I'm you know me. I'm the Philly special, right? I am a Philly fan. I love the Philadelphia Eagles and the assorted teams, but their fans, that is another thing. I cannot say I love Eagles fans. Flyers fans, that's why black people don't go to Flyers fans. Let's just say that. So Flyers games. That's why. Because of them. It's it's crazy. But that's the same thing with UFC. I love a lot of the fighters. I love the idea of the UFC, especially how it originally started. But I hate the fans. The fans are just horrible. And they know nothing about the sport, nothing about the sport at all. It's crazy. They just know who they like and who they want to win. This is why the betting on it is so big because a lot of UFC fans go on the fields and the fields ain't hitting it. It is a calculated sport that is easy to see, especially if you watch from the beginning. I have to tell people all the time, if today the UFC was like how it originally started with no weight classes, the whole thing happened in one day, and you had to go through, and there were no rounds, who do you think would win out of the fighters that you've seen? Take them all in, drink them all in. who do you think would win? I pick John Jones every time. Maybe Royce Gracie, maybe, but John is way more vicious than the only person that Royce faced that was that vicious was Dan Severn. And if I remember correctly, he beat Dan Severn as well. But John Jones would do very bad things to those people. And here's the crazy part is that if he knew he had to do it quick so he would still keep his stamina, he would brutalize a lot of these people. Imagine John Jones getting in the ring with Conor McGregor. Imagine John Jones getting in there with GSP or anyone who you choose. Islam Makhachev, Khabib Nurmagomedov. John would mangle these people. This is why Khabib tells you he is the best. He is the GOAT. It's crazy to me if you really think that John wouldn't win. Even the people who had more size, he has the reach, and he would oblique kick them into oblivion. You are serious with me? When he could ground and pound you from the guard? Are you serious? People are crazy. That's the only thing me and Dana agree on is that John Jones is hands down the best fighter I have ever seen in my lifetime. I never saw Bruce Lee fight in a real fight. Wish I could have. But John Jones is for real. I've seen Muhammad Ali. I've seen Mike Tyson. I've seen everybody that you could imagine. Chuck Liddell. I've seen him. I've seen Rampage Jackson, whom John beat handily. Fedor is the only one you could say, but if you look at it, and both of them said this is not just hearsay. John wanted to fight Fedor, and they didn't let him. But Ryan Bader did beat Fedor, and John beat Ryan Bader rather handily. So the tree is long, the tree is tall, and the branches are long when it comes to John Jones' resume. So I really just hate UFC fans. I mean, and if you're watching this and you're a UFC fan, if you agree with me, we're cool. But if you disagree with me, then I'm on this point. Like, y'all are crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Y'all like Bryce Mitchell. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, thanks for watching.